started. What's everybody got? Because what we have to cover today is a lot of information, but most of it coming from one another. My name is Nece. For those who don't know, I work in the Office of Training and Organizational Development. Hello, welcome. And what we do is listen to Bob Marley. No, just kidding. That's just what we're doing right now. You're like, that's not bad, right? You're hiring? Yeah, but what we're going to do today, like I said, I work in the Office of Training and Organizational Development, but what I do is I coach individuals. So you might be thinking, oh, I got all this good information from one another. You worked in good teams, had lots of good ideas. I actually work one-on-one with folks to make it come to fruition. Because when you gain some knowledge, you gain some skills, and you go back in that work environment, and you have to apply it, right? And when we're talking about this kind of topic, it sometimes doesn't bring the most joy out of situations. It's some tough stuff. So that's where I want you to not think that, okay, what you're going to gain today is something that you're going to just hold on to yourself. You're not in this alone. And let's face it, you have 25 other people also in this room. Sounding boards. You are all here for a reason. So yes, I coach, yes, I consult, but yes, I also train. And this is actually one of my most favorite topics because, well, this is the first time we're offering this program, but the whole idea of morale, respect, working collaboratively, sometimes it's hard to do. Because we might be all in saying, yes, that's what I believe in doing, but the other person doesn't always meet you halfway. They sometimes don't even show up, right? So today we're going to talk about some ways to eat cupcakes. Yes, there is something that's going to be involved within that. But also, you know what? You get to meet Thais. How many of you ever saw her delicious, well, not her delicious truck. Don't eat her truck. But the cupcakes are actually, her truck is on Church Street. It's bright green and beautiful. Dia Dorsey. And this is Thais. And I asked Thais, I've met Thais on some other things that I've been doing, and I thought, oh my gosh, she is perfect. I actually named this program before I even thought about Thais. So, you know, and that's the thing. You gravitate to the people who kind of put things together. And Thais, you have a very interesting story. And I invited her to come here because she is a Food Network national champion, Cupcake Wars. Have any of you ever saw Cupcake Wars? Raise your hand if you saw Cupcake Wars. There you go. Oh my gosh, this is like 95%. So yeah, there you go. But Thais does have a story of not only building her business, but also being able to be that champion. So I asked her to come. So we're going to talk about the fame, so you'll get to meet Thais. But you might be also here because you're faced with frustration and fear. That comes with this whole building a climate of respect. You also might be here because you want to be forward thinking. You want to be equipped. But I'm going to tell you when it happens, not if it happens. It's kind of like change. This kind of stuff is when it happens. So if you look at all those different ideas, is it food, why you came? Fame, why you came? Frustration or fear? Or forward thinking? So when we get together, I want you all to say your name, what department, and why you're here. Because that's how we can, and all of you have a pen? Does everybody have a pen? If not, I have a pen. Okay. Because as we go around, I also am a big fan of writing things down, what other people are being faced with, what other people are going through. Can you pass it back to that? That'd be great. Because that's how we can continue to support and build a culture of respect. All right? So, who would like to start? Thank you.
My name is Anna. I work in the VP of Finance and Administration. I'm here for all the above.
There you go. That's an option too. I should have put that, right? All the above. What would that F be? I don't know. Yeah. Sorry, refocus. I took you there. Go for it.
Jean Peters. I'm in the Criminal Justice Department, secretary there. Cupcakes. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Oh, did I mention it's very important to have honesty in this room? I commend you. Well done. Go for it.
Hello everyone, I'm Alina Torres.
You can just put your name here.
I'm here for all of the above.
And she is going to be an advocate for us too, because together, you have lots of resources here that you may not even aware that you have.
Hi, I'm David Wright from the Office of International Programs. And I guess I'm here for all the reasons, but mainly the forward thinking, wanting to grow confidence and all.
Got it.
Just figure out what somebody has to say about this topic.
Wonderful. I appreciate that, David. Thank you. And Dan, how long have you been with us now?
18 months.
18 months. Man, time flies. Where does that go? All right, go for it.
Hi, I'm Stephanie Reed from Undergraduate Studies, and I'm here for the forward thinking, although, I've worked with a lot of good people, it can always get better. And cupcakes, going with chocolate.
If I was respectful, I would have polled all of you, right? Thank you.
My name is Jerry Misquint. I'm from the biology department. That was the cupcake start.
There you
And
go.
then I read between the lines and said, "Oh, I signed up for this," and it's so
Yeah.
I'm going to go.
Yes. Intention is good, right? Intention to learn more. Yes. Yeah.
I'm Gail Fellows, Director of Environmental Health and Safety out of Human Resources, and I'm here for all the above. The cupcakes did get my attention to read the email, but
And that's important, right? We know.
But I'm constantly dealing, when I show up, people just groan, so I need to figure out how to change that.
So how many people have others that show up and groan? You raise your hand if you have people who groan, or moan, or raise their voice. Yeah, it is. It's yeah, sometimes. Hopefully not every day, but yes.
My name is Carissa Myers, or Zer, I don't know how to go about this. I just recently got married, haven't done the official name change yet. But.
Congratulations.
I work in the registrar's office as a transfer credit coordinator, and I'm here for food, pain, and forward thinking.
Awesome. Because you work in the office of the registrar, right? Sometimes students get classes dropped, right? So they might not be so, oh yay, my class is dropped, right? So you might deal with some of that in that environment. Absolutely.
My name is Karen Gedge. I teach in the history department, and yeah, the cupcakes got my attention. And then I would like to say that I am forward thinking, but I think there's an undercurrent of frustration and fear. So,
Yeah. And that's
I had never heard of Tights. I'm so sorry.
Oh, that's okay. The most important thing is you heard of her now. And that's it. If you like what you hear and what you experience here today, this is another program that we can bring back to departments. So you're just getting a taste of it right now.
Hi, I'm Lori Davis. I'm from the registrar's office, and actually our supervisor, one of the three of us in transfer credits to come, she signed us up way before the cupcakes. So you have 2 more of these. My coworkers are coming, but the
Oh,
cupcakes
good.
was a bonus. Yay.
Yes. And luckily, she can make it to the other 2 too. So yay. So yeah, you might have people coming back for more, right? There you go, Tracy.
My name is Tracy Baker, and I'm the Director of Alumni Relations here at Alum. I just want to make sure the camera is on when I say that I signed up for this before we get about to And then when we found out about the cupcakes, I called the chair because I'd be nice to meet you. I love cupcakes.
Oh, wonderful. Thanks, Tracy.
I'm Diane Everett, I work in alumni relations, and Tracy just pointed out we hadn't done any professional development even before all the cupcakes, so we signed up. So I'm interested in forward thinking, and yesterday, I guess, whatever, figure that cupcakes with you.
Yeah. And you're soon going to have a new member of the team joining you too, and that's the thing. That is great to kind of have that behind you, say this is what we're looking to sustain and create moving forward. Yes.
I'm Kelly Austin, I'm a student here, and I'm here because I had to attend a cultural immersion event for a class, but yeah, I had no idea they were coming.
See, now you can go back and tell all your peers, all your students, yeah, this adult stuff, this professional development that those people do, it's cool, right? Chloe, thank you so much for being here. Welcome.
I'm Kathleen. I work in distance ed, and I always thought I was a forward thinker, but recently that's really why I came. I said, you know, I don't like the person I'm becoming. You know, like there's no boundaries. And it's so difficult. But I've always been okay, but there's like no boundaries. And always right here. And so, all right. And so I read this.
And
I
we're
don't even have my cupcake. I don't even care.
yeah. Oh, thank you. My hips, thank you. You know, but isn't that cool to have that awareness?
It is. It really is. Because I always thought, oh, you know.
And you are.
Yeah, and I am. But and it's good. You know, change is always good. Growth is good. But it's so it's interesting. You know, and there are days. It just depends on how busy you are too.
Yeah.
You know, so it's interesting.
Yeah, and you have all those puzzles to the pieces. Now it's kind of, okay, how do we activate them all? And regain our power back. Sometimes it's that power that sometimes feel like it takes away from us, and it doesn't feel good. So it is those boundaries we're going to talk about to see how we can put those boundaries back in and have that culture of respect.
Right, and it's not power. I don't like that word. You know,
Okay.
So, but it's just, you're
Okay.
right. You don't like the person you become.
There you go.
So,
We'll stick with that.
there you go.
And that's it. You find the language that works for you. That's exactly right. Go for it.
Hi,
Pam.
I'm Pam Lozoya, Secretary of Languages and Cultures, and it's a win-win situation. I have to admit, I was intrigued there to tie it all together.
Yeah, yeah.
I know Thais and a beautiful truck and
Yeah.
forward thinking is definitely a priority. Also, I feel like we get into our little workplaces and we work. I just don't feel like I get out in the community enough, so it's a great opportunity.
Absolutely. You're quite welcome. And actually work studies do show that the more you communicate with those outside your areas, the happier you are actually in your job. So way to kind of have that awareness as well. Go for it.
Hi, my name is Ashley Warrior. I work in public safety in the parking department.
Okay.
So,
I think there's some sympathy already coming through.
you don't come for me with your ticket. I initially saw, the desserts. I'm like, I'm in. But then as I read, definitely always up for training and positive feedback in the process.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Great. Thank you. We'll continue in the back. Hello.
Jackie Walker, I work in the college and the Tree Institute. Cupcakes caught my eye. I've been to the truck and I know they're delicious. But that was the icing on the cake. It's really all the above.
You can write my copy for the next one. There you go. Yeah, wonderful. Thank you. Go for it.
Hi, I'm Elaine Cooley. I'm Secretary in the Chemistry Department. And I am here because my daughter and I love Cupcake Wars. And I want to see Molly, you put down your cupcakes.
Yes. Throw down. And those who are sitting in the front row is like, really? There's no competition. I don't even know what's in there, but it's all good. I'm confident. There you go. Yeah. And I appreciate your transparency with that, because you'll find as we go towards the end of this 90 minutes that you're going to be empowered with some strategies and some teams to help you shift through that. Because it is tough to just be one taking on the big battle, right? Because it feels like a battle. So it looks to see, okay, we want to move forward. How do we do that with respect? Molly. Thank you very much. And Joe?
Joe Sincavage. I'm Director of Networking and Telecommunications and Information Services. I have to say the cupcakes caught my eye, and I had overlooked the previous invitation that came out for this seminar. I've been here for 5 years, 4.5, and I was the new person, so I was always getting along with other people now I'm here for a while, and actually I'm starting to get some turnover in my department, so it's good to get used to how the other person's going to feel when they come in, and I do try to get around campus and meet a lot of people as much as I can. So it's good to keep conscious of treating different people with respect and learning the way that they feel. And I know there is a lot of resistance to change on campus, and in my department there is a lot of change. We're changing the telephones around campus, we're changing computers, we're changing things in the data center, so it's helpful to keep an eye on other people's perspectives.
And a lot of those things, let's face it, is not necessarily on their priority to necessarily do, and they might miss certain things, and like, I really need you to do that, right? So you also have not only keeping that culture of respect, but trying to persuade those to need to like move in a certain direction. So yeah, absolutely. Now I think we covered everyone except Thais. So Thais, why are you here?
So I am here because Molly asked me.
Good answer. Good answer.
But
yeah.
I think it sounded awesome, honestly. So yeah.
And that's it. She is a graduate of Virginia Tech, and she came to this area and she just followed her dream. And how did that dream get started with cupcakes? And you could stand up and tell us all about it. How did you get started?
I actually moved. I grew up here in Glenmore, so pretty close. And then I moved to New York City after graduating college, where the cupcake thing was obviously huge, as it is here now too. So then had a baby and had to get out of New York City ASAP. So left New York City, came back here, and had this kind of never had really baked because we lived in an apartment about this size, like 3 of us. So never really baked, but grew up in a house where my mom was psychotic on packaged foods, like couldn't have anything packaged. So I knew everything about baking, and I loved to do it. So I came back here, started baking, and one thing led to another. It was supposed to be something that would allow me to stay home and be a mom, and it actually turned into the exact opposite thing, because now I feel like all I do is bake cupcakes, and I'm a mom for a few hours in the morning and a few hours at night. So that's how it started.
And so what made you take, because we talked about change, we talked about some other things. Oh, all of that process comes with change, and it could be that you could see it as a crazy chaos mess or a happy mess. It's a choice.
Exactly.
What made you make that step to do Food Network?
It was basically, well, they had approached us. One thing led to another, and my cupcakes ended up at Fashion Week in New York City. So the woman that was there basically said, you need to take these cupcakes further, but I was like, there's no way, I'm not putting myself on that line right now, I have no idea what I'm doing. So when the time came, it was kind of like, okay, so we can go here, we can put ourselves out here, and if you guys have seen the show, like sometimes they're like, these cupcakes suck. Like, these are the worst things I've ever tasted. Like, and they'll literally say that to you. And I think, honestly, if they'd said that to me, I would have cried. But
so that culture of respect, right?
So
or not.
They didn't say that, and it went the other direction, which obviously we hoped it would. But I went in there not really, like, confident, but not like, we're going to kill this. We're like, but, it was a chance. And if it had gone well, like, awesome. If it didn't, like, it was exposure. And at least it was putting yourself in a situation that you would never have the opportunity to otherwise.
So any challenges along the way?
Oh, so many challenges. First of all, because it was a brand new business, so I was working with my best friend. So we have known each other forever. So the positives were that we could say each other, we could say, what are you doing? That looks horrible. Like, and there was no shyness there. But at the same time, we're not used to working in such a professional environment together. So in order to learn how to work this way and not just constantly bump into each other, and that was the biggest challenge, is just learning to work really smoothly and tell each other opinions in ways that is really going to help each other, rather than just buddy around.
So what were some of those strategies that you found worked? Because you had some time constraints, right?
Well, before we went, because when you find out you're going to go on the show, we found out a week and a half before they flew us out there. So literally for a week and a half of practice, we spent every minute together. She actually slept at my house, and because our kitchen is a commercial kitchen behind our house. So she actually slept at our house, and we practiced every single day. Just I'd have my husband come in and give us give us a category and we bake, and I'd time us, and we do it every single day.
So it's that
And it was-
repetition and
yeah.
practice and,
Yeah, exactly.
and getting used to facing
Yeah,
that
it's
conflict.
basically just like, and if you screw up, like you put an extra cup of flour, how are you going to fix that without starting over? Like all the stuff to fix it without starting over.
Yeah.
Basically, was the strategy.
So what were kind of your top successes? Because truthfully, I met you after you became champion. So I didn't get to see. Has anyone seen Thais on the Cupcake Wars winning? Like, I missed it too. So what were some of those successes? Walk us through some of those successes as you went through.
There were, like, we definitely made mistakes. It was like, obviously the show like blows up things that are super minor. Like we left the oven door open, I think, for like 3 seconds, and they totally were like, "Oh my God, what happened when you left the oven?" And I was like, "We closed it." Like, they try to like really get you to be like, "Oh." But the successes, I would say, were really the teamwork that I had with Andrea, my friend, who was on the show with me, because there were times that I think there was one point we had to boil basil and lemon together to make our frosting, and she threw it in the freezer to cool it off real quickly, and it froze, like, because we forgot it in there. But it was just things like that, like working together and really being like, did you remember this? Did you do this? Like, talking it out. I think that was our major, because the other teams, after watching the episode, were constantly fighting and like constantly like bumping, and I don't mean it's TV, so they make it look like that, but I think that would be our strongest feat, because I wouldn't be able to do it without her.
And that's it. So did you select her to be a part of your team?
Yes, exactly.
You know, and go
and
ahead.
foremost, because she was my friend, you know, and it was easy to be honest, which is, I think, now I have other people working for me, it's really, for me, really, really hard to be honest, because I always feel like I'm going to hurt someone's feelings. And I think that's like so important to find that way to be honest with people, and you know, because that's
honest and respectful at the same time, right?
Yeah.
And it is a slippery slope. It is a slippery slope.
Yeah.
So your win. You talked about your teamwork. You talked about being able to be flexible with your mistakes. You had to go through how many competitions to get to that win?
3 rounds.
So 3 rounds, and then you won. So if you would say the top 3 things that attribute to your success, what would it be?
I would say the teamwork, for sure. Uniqueness, because as a team, and ingredients, because you want to stand out, because like I said, there's cupcakes everywhere, and you have to stand out some way. And probably passion, just because I really, really, really wanted it. I really didn't want to lose.
Yeah, right, exactly.
I mean, yeah, I did not want to come home without a check in hand and that, like, you know, that title.
Right.
So, yeah.
well, and that, we can actually kind of feel that kind of wanting to win too, because think about when there's conflict in the office. You know, it's not always because I don't like you. It's like, I want to get something done, or I want to achieve this, or I want to get this off my plate. But how we do it is what makes all the difference. And you talked about how different teams approached it very differently. One with a climate of respect, and others with a climate of non-toxicity. And we're going to get into that. So Thais, thank you so much for sharing that story. Absolutely. And like I said, she'll be back for sure. So this is where we're going to get involved in working in triads. Triads are 3 groups, 3 people in 1 group. And what you may not realize, or maybe you do, is that you have the answers inside of yourself. What I found is when I work with groups, when you have one another to be sounding boards and coming up with different ideas, it actually becomes more clear as to where you want to go with building that climate of respect. So in groups of, 5, we're doing 3. So I want you to come up with as many good and bad things found in the process of making and eating. So making and eating, right? So we're kind of thinking about before, during, and after. When you're thinking about the good and the bad of these beautiful, decadent Dios cupcakes. Oh, you need a pen? Yes. Okay, absolutely. There you go. So you're welcome. So I'm not going to assign groups of 3. I know you can do it. So you find a group of 3 and work on what's the good and the evil Do you understand what the assignment is, what we're looking for? Before, during, after. What are the good and the bad things that can come out of those cupcakes? Anybody need a partner? All right. There's some partners back there. Do a 4. Yep. Yep. Do a 4. That's fine. Yeah. So you want me to emphasize, of course, the truck is coming back in March. Anything else you want me to emphasize? I don't think so. Okay. All right. All right. You did what?
Do you want some business cards in case anyone wants them?
Because you have your website on it. That would be good. Yeah. Thank you. Here, I'll put them in front of mine.
Yeah.
Come on. Oh, no. They're all carrot cake? Oh, my gosh.
And they're frosted, but...
Oh, my gosh. How adorable. Oh, you know what? I just thought of something. You know what? I need to have Scott go to the bathroom and get some napkins. I just thought about that. Is it recording? We need napkins. Smaller one. We need napkins. Okay. Can you get them from the bathroom? Or down by the coffee station? So just to show you how my brain works, this is what happened, and I called you. Like it just all poured out, and then I'm like, okay, now I'll call Thais.
Oh my God.
This is Molly's brainstorm. Yeah. I have a stack of, I guess about 40 or 50, like throughout the 5 years.
I just use a notebook, and I'm always trying to figure out a way to like be more organized, because it'll be like orders, and I'll be like ideas, and I'll be writing things out and putting them on the, and then I'm just like, there's a notebook, there's help, like, and I save all of them, so that if I need to, but I'm like, I'll never be able to find it.
No, I totally hear you. But I think it's fun too, just to hold on to them, to see where you've gone.
It is.
Just like, wow.
Yeah, don't throw anything out, which is like the downfall.
No, because then you sign them, and then you sell them, and come on. No. Yeah, right? Tell your husband's clients. All right, one more minute. Bring your thoughts together. Gail, you're being a role model. I like that. Roughage before cupcakes. That does, my husband said it helps in the digestive process, right? Oh, no judgment. Actually, some countries says it's better to use your hands to eat your food because you have more mindfulness of it, you know? Yeah. Yep. All right. All right, so what do we have? Assign that spokesperson. Who's going to represent to talk about some of that good and evil? So Good. What did you think of?
Well, making them, you can make a decision about nutrition, whether it's going to be killer or, carrot cupcakes that are good for you. Making sure you have everything, So you really should do that ahead of time. So that's some of the good stuff.
So it's the planning piece.
Filling the papers.
Yeah.
That's always tough in the mess.
Are you going evil on me?
Yeah.
Or are you going good?
Oh, no. So, well, it's sort of.
The good. Yeah, because you actually mentioned carrot.
Yeah. I love carrot.
Guess what's in here?
So the pastors were licking the cake batter. It smells so good. It makes you feel cozy. And then you share them, and so you create good feelings. And if you have a creative side, so this was all collaborative.
Uh-huh.
And then
Good.
during, so I hope they don't burn.
Uh-huh.
And Pam, she's a baker. She was saying she hopes that they're the same level so that they look nice on the ice.
Oh.
And the house smells great. And so the end, hope they come out of the pan if you don't have papers. The cleanup will.
Okay, we'll get to the evil. Hold on. We're going to stay in the happy space of cupcakes. All right. Anybody have anything additional to add to that goodness?
We said it was relaxing to bake.
Oh, wow. Okay, yeah. You can share.
And involving others
Oh,
in
yes.
the process of making it.
It's that community, a family that cooks together, right?
Yeah, friends.
Friends. Yep. Oh, yeah. I like how you say, if they're good. That's a possibility with me. Yeah, yes, go for it.
It's a small, doable project. You're not biting off too much.
Yeah.
Get it done and be happy that it's accomplished.
So you have a satisfaction, an immediate gratification almost. You either know they're good or they're not, right? Within an hour. Right. So now let's switch to the evil side, then the bad side of those cupcakes. What group hasn't said anything yet? Calories. Let's talk about the elephant in the room, right? There are no 0-calorie cupcakes. At least not that I know of. Thais, are they?
No.
Oh, that's right. You're a millionaire now.
Yeah, right.
Deb. So you're out shopping. You're seeing what's out there. Yes.
You're a force feeder like me, you can afford the ingredients.
Yes, but I did beautiful work here. You see the painter's tape? You can just do boxes. You can get dollar boxes, right? Yeah. But you're right. If you want to make the gourmet kind, sometimes it takes more money. You're right, Chloe. Yeah. It's Chloe or Chloe? Chloe. Okay. Anything else that's bad that goes with it?
Just accuracy, making if you don't have an accurate process, so if you mismeasure stuff, it can lead to bad tasting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what happens if you forget an egg?
Yeah.
What happens if you pull them out too early or let them in too long? I almost did that last night, by the way, but I'm like, oh, that would have been a part of the process. But when you, yeah, I don't need to restart. So hold on a second. So that's the good and the bad. But with respect, there's good and bad sides to respect as well. We talked a little bit about that in the beginning. Why are you here? There's some fear, frustration, but it's also you can have that feeling of goodness when everybody is on the same page, going towards the same goal, right? So individually, I want you to come up with your own definition of respect. What does respect mean to you? Not to what other people think. You. What does it mean to you? Just take quick 30 seconds, write it down. It's kind of like the SATs. First thing that comes to your mind, write it down. Three, two, one. Pencils down. They always do that? You have. Yeah, but you weren't using pencils. But so, what were some of your definitions? Shout them out.
How you approach a person and how you say things.
How you say and how you approach. Anybody have something similar to that one? One, two.
I said feelings.
Okay, expand a little bit about that. Like respect is feelings. What does that mean?
To sort of, take into, like, age and,
Oh, so you're taking into consideration other people, where they're coming from, different perspectives, point of views. Am I there?
Yeah.
Okay. Anybody have that one?
I just said caring and concern was kind of feelings that you want.
So there's a concern. There's another one. Anybody have concern for other folks? One. Being mindful of others. Follow the golden rule, which is just checking. Deb.
So that's what I was going to say. Treat other. I want to feel respect to treat another person as you want them to treat you.
So if I'm okay, because I'm a very direct person, and you take everything to heart, which is wonderful. You have a big heart, Thais. I know you do. It's a great gift that you have. But I'm very direct, and I just cut to the chase. I need this done by then. Thanks. To me, I thought that was pretty perspective, because I said please. So it's interesting how that golden rule also fluctuates a little bit as well as to how you define that. Crazy how that human nature works, right?
I think it also depends on how well you know a person, their personalities, because if you said that and I've known you forever, then it would be fine. If a stranger came up and said that,
So it's getting outside yourself. And that's tough. What is America known for in regards to that? Yep. Politically correct all the time? How well do we act politically correct all the time?